What up? This is On the Sick One to Sobriety. My name is Rob and I'm an alcoholic and drug addict. Y como ya les estaba contando que valgo verga para trabajador. So I did part one and part two of being a bad employee. So les tengo otra parte, la tercera, en el próximo jale que me dieron, man. So I ended up getting kicked out of those two sites for that one company. But for some miracle, for some crazy reason, never fired me, never let me go. But your boy had what we used to call in rehab, un rayo desapendejador, which was just a clear thought for a second. And I was kind of embarrassed to keep calling and asking for more work. Because that's what it came down to, right? I didn't have a site no more. I didn't have nothing. So I had to call every day. And then I was just like, I can't do it no more. It's embarrassing because like they're gonna type in my name and they're gonna see how like, oh, this guy, no mames, you know. So I ended up getting a different security job. This security job put me in the craziest place in the world for me at that time. They put me as a security guard at the McDonald's in the San Isidro trolley station. And that place back then, I'm pretty sure it still does, but back then it used to get wild like a motherfucker. I used to work the graveyard shift. And so a lot of alleged stuff happened. Allegedly, everything's allegedly, right? I remember getting there. First time I got there, scoped out the scene, see what it was. I ended up running into one of my homies. He's from the neighborhood, right? And he tells me, like, "Hey, what's up, fool? I'm doing this kind of business." He's like, "I need you to hold something for me, and I'll pay you afterwards." And he's like, "I already know you're working. You're not gonna run off with it. You're here, right?" And I was like, "Well, I ain't going nowhere." And he's like, "Cool." He gave me something to hold. He came back maybe like 2, 3 in the morning. He's like, "Yo, let me get that." Gave that to me. Then he gave me my payment. Boom. I was like, damn. I ain't never seen something like a sack like that. You know what I mean? I was like, hell yeah. And I was just back. We used to have a break room in the back where I used to share it with the maintenance. And in the back, in that little maintenance room or whatever, it was filled with boxes of napkins and toilet paper, paper towels and toilet paper, right? And this maintenance guy had it set up to where it was a makeshift bed. I guess motherfuckers used to get there early or late and go to sleep, whatever, you know what I mean? And it was legit back there. And I'm saying that to say that that makeshift bed stuff is gonna end my story. So I used to go in this room, smoke out, whatever. And then, as y'all know, people who are on drugs don't really give a fuck, have no shame in their game whatsoever. I didn't really care about losing my job, to be honest. So when my homies used to hit me up, I had a lot of friends that I say a lot, but it was really like 3 or 4 that would like to stay up all night. They didn't want to stay around just in the apartments, so they'd hit me up and be like, "Hey, fool, let me come through your work." And I'm like, "Yeah, actually, there's a spot for us. We could post up and we could smoke, and it's all good." And they would come through. I'd take them to the fucking back, and we post up, we smoke out, and then I'd come back on shift like, "Nah, dog, I'm good. I'm posted, dog. I don't need a break." I was on the sick one, right? And those were the good times. I remember one time the two homies were there. We were chilling right there in the lobby and right there inside McDonald's. And me being on the good one, just all of a sudden, these guys come running in. These youngsters come running in, hiding behind me. They start hiding behind me. I'm a big motherfucker, so they're hiding behind me. And then the other guys, I guess they were running from a fight. And the guys that came in after him were like, "Hey, come on, motherfucker." And I was like, "Dude," I was like, "Get the fuck away from me. You're going to get me fucked up too." Shit. I moved out the way, and these guys started going at it. It turned into a crazy ass rumble, and I was just there like, "Oh shit!" Like on a good one, watching the whole rumble, right? Segundo, I was trying to break it up too. I got in the middle, like, "Oh, yo, you guys gotta stop it. The guys gotta stop." Trying to do my job. Segundo, I'm just lucky I didn't get my ass whooped right there too. But it was just like little crazy stuff, you know what I mean? There used to be a lot of tecatos that used to come around there. Tecatos are the guys who inject heroin. I'll never forget this crazy little story that this guy used to inject heroin. He used to sit in the little booth. And one time, he left his cell phone and a big stack of money right there. And I don't know how he did not pick it up when he walked out, but he didn't. And I noticed it. Me and some other senora, we noticed it, and I fucking took off after that little stack of money, right? Because I'm broke. I have a job, but I don't have no money because all my money is on wasted on drugs. So the senora, she saw that I was going for it, so she didn't even bother. So I got it. Boom, boom. Según I chased the guy outside. Well, not I didn't chase. I walked fast. I walked fast and I stopped him. I gave him back his stuff because I'm honest Rob over here. But not before I slipped myself a couple of dollar bills allegedly into my pocket. You know what I mean? And I was set for like call the connect. Hey, yo, what's up, dog? Can you make a delivery? There's little stupid things like that. I almost one of my jobs was to wake up the people for sleeping. There was no sleeping allowed in that place. And I used to wake up this one homeless guy every single time. Every fucking time I used to wake him up. And one time he got mad at me. He's like, yo, I'm fucking tired of you waking me up. I was like, well, it's my job to wake you up, homeboy. I was like, I felt like I was hard because I was bigger than this fool. And I feel like I could knock him out. And I was just like, yo, I'm fucking tired. He's like, yo, I'm fucking tired of you waking me up all the time. I was like, you know what, dog? I'm right here, fool. What's up, dog? He's like, yeah, I'm gonna get you next time. I was like, well, what's up? I'm right here right now. Según yo, bien agradecido, bien chingón, güey. You know what I mean? And he's like, yeah, but he was walking away. I was like, yeah, that's right, fool. But then later on, we became friends and shit. It was like, whatever. But it was just a bunch of little random shit that happens right there. I had this one connect that would allegedly sell the boxes of paper towels and toilet paper in Tijuana, and he'd come back with a couple of fucking balloons for me. And we'd celebrate. You know what I mean? Every time he came back, it was a celebration with some balloons and shit. And we were chilling, and we used to go pretty good. I used to come up on all kinds of shit right there. But there was just, eventually, all parties come to an end, and not all the time can I be smoked out on a sick one and alert. This was the most fucking stupid ass reason ever. I got fired from that place. This one for sure is I got fired from. I was one day I had a shift on Sundays, which I used to do 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. And my dad used to pick me up at freaking 2 in the morning. Shout out to my dad for picking me up. But one time I was so Malia, I was coming down hard. It was like days of I didn't have nothing and I didn't sleep. But I couldn't stay home. I couldn't call off because my parents are going to be like, why are you calling off? So I went to work in that makeshift bed I was talking about. I laid out. I clocked in and I laid out on that bed. And I woke up to the sound of the noise of somebody taking a picture. And I heard that noise and I wake up, I open my eyes and it's my supervisor standing over me, taking a picture like with the BlackBerry. I was like, damn. He just like shook his head and he's like, what's up? He's like, you're not getting sleep at home or what? He's like, I don't think you're getting sleep at home, are you? And I was like, yeah, I get sleep. He's like, you know what? Go home tomorrow. Take all your uniforms back to the company. You know how much shame that is? But there was another moment of clarity where I actually had the balls to tell the truth this time. I couldn't really talk to my mom about me getting fired because I felt like, I don't know, honestly, that sound fucked up, but she was way too emotional. She talks a lot of shit. You know what I mean? My dad is more civilized where I could have like a man-to-man conversation. So I don't know. I'm using the man towards me very loosely. You know what I mean? But I remember sitting down with him and telling him, like, hey, Dad, you know what? Look, I got fired. I don't remember what lie. Obviously, I didn't tell him the truth, but I told him that I got fired. But I don't know what lie I told him. And I was like, look, I have to go turn in my uniforms. And he's like, andas bien mal, huh? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, okay. He's like, bring back that last check because you owe us money. Do not spend it. Come here first. So he didn't trust me, dog. He didn't freaking trust me. I did the fucking bus ride and trolley ride of shame with all my fucking uniforms. It fucking sucked being on the trolley, on the bus. I had to ride the trolley and the bus from San Isidro to Claremont Mesa. It was a mission, dog, walking around with all those fucking uniforms. And it was the walk of shame, dog. Just turning in my uniform, feeling ashamed. Like, here I go again. A fucking failure. I suck at being an employee. I suck at being a man. I suck at being helping out my parents. Like, again, like the whole fucking vicious circle of my addiction, just taking the best of me, the best of what I have to offer. And well, I mean, at that time, I guess I didn't have nothing to offer, right? Just misery. And that was the most fucked up part. That I didn't realize cuánta vergüenza yo le daba a mis papás, güey. Porque yo sabía que todos sabían que yo andaba mal, güey. Especially con la gente que me juntaba, pues son conocidos, güey. Everybody knows that the people I was with are tweakers, dog. So I can't even imagine the shame and the embarrassment my parents would have walking from their apartment into the parking lot into their car. Like, oh, look, ahí va la mamá de ese pinche tweaker gordo. And best believe there's fucking, I'm gonna let you know right now, I'm living proof that there's fat tweakers out there. There's plenty of us. Except, well, I was the only one in my group, obviously. But there's a lot of fat tweakers that I've seen online. So we exist. But it was fucked up, you know what I mean? And like, I felt a little bit ashamed. And I fucking didn't have a job no more. Now I had zero. And I had that first job that kicked me out of the first time. I still had that job. I would call everyone once a week, maybe just to get a little bit of money. But I really wasn't trying to work for that company. And so here come the lies again. Okay, my parents told me, okay, well, you have to come down first. I remember my dad telling me, like, all right, Rob, this is how it's going to be. Look, you have 3 days. Get some sleep. There's going to be a buffet of rice and beans and tortillas for you whenever you need to get up, eat. He's like, drink some protein. He's like, he used to call it an orange Julius. It used to be bomb as fuck back then. Those huevos, like 2 raw eggs, crack them in the blender with some orange juice, mix them up and drink that as protein and shit. Según that was the Malia protein right there, you know? And my dad gave me the chance, you know what I mean? He's after 3 days, get better. We'll help you look for another job. After those 3 days, guess what the fuck I did? I took the money they had from my bus. They used to give me $5 for the fucking bus pass, for the day pass every day. And I had to connect that. We called it the Rob Special. It was actually named after my nickname, right? And all my homies in my circle, they knew exactly what it is. It's the Rob Special. If I show up with $5, I'm getting a dub, no matter what. I don't know why I had it like that. I don't know why my homie / netco took a liking to me like that, but he did, and I just had that hookup. And everywhere I went, I used it. Even with other people, I used to use it, and they never tripped on me. You know what I mean? That was like that was the beginning of my downfall right there, where I lost that last job, didn't want to go to the other job, kept online, kept getting the Rob Special for $5. And it was just zoned me out, dog. It just put me on the path that I didn't even know I was able to go on. And that going down that path is what eventually led me to being homeless. And I'll talk about my homelessness coming up in the future.